Creating a loyalty program is not just about retaining clients. It's actually about growing your sales. That's the first objective. And to do that, you need to have the proper reward system in place to make sure that your loyalty program is actually working for you. In today's episode, we're going to break down how to choose the perfect rewards for your loyalty program to keep your customers coming back and spending more. Welcome to the Salon Scoop, a podcast by Salon S.O.S. I'm your host, Scott Moon, the founder of Salon S.O.S., and I'm obsessed with helping salon professionals live their best life. In this show, we shop talk all things salon to bring you real-life stories, debates, entertainment, and inspiration to help you find happiness and success in this beautiful industry. If you work in the salon industry in any capacity, this podcast is open to you. So set down your scissors or rinse out that toner and let's get into it. How many of you have a loyalty points program in your salon company that's rewarding clients for their purchases or for their visits, and it's actually keeping them coming back more frequently, spending more money in your business? Some of you may, some of you may not. Some of you may have a loyalty program, but it's maybe not actually working that great for you. We're going to break down a little bit of this today, and to help me out, I've got my trusted sidekick on many of these digital debrief episodes, Sarah Perrin, salon owner of Chalk Salon and digital marketing guru with Salon S.O.S. Sarah, thanks so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me. I'm actually stoked about this because I just recently revamped my own salon's loyalty program. So I'm kind of excited to dive deep into like how we chose chose the rewards for it and whatnot. So
Amazing. Well, looking forward to getting some of those insights. I love having you on these episodes because not only are you a valued team member with Salon S.O.S, but you have your own salon company that you're running and managing, and have those day-to-day sort of insights that you can share at the same time. So let's just talk quickly about loyalty program essentials. There's essentially 4 types of loyalty programs that I see in the salon industry today. First is one with the old paper punch cards, right? That sometimes is, based on a cut, or every service you get a punch, and after a certain number you get a free. Or retail purchases, you get like a punch, and after a certain amount you get one for free. Or sometimes in a spa department, right? Same thing, get 6 facials and the 7th one is free, or waxing services. That's one. Very old school, but at least you're doing something. And it's a bit of a nightmare to manage with all the cards and losing cards. And I know some salons, they keep the cards at the salon, but then there's no real ownership for the customer, and there'd be a better way to manage it. Second method that we see is through the POS software system. A lot of salons are utilizing that. Benefits is that it's easy because it's just automatically integrated. The big disadvantage, though, and we hear this over and over again, is that the customers are just not aware of their points. They're not aware of the program, and all that's happening is that you as a business are just giving away money for free after a certain amount of time. And if the customer is not aware of it, then they're not going to change their behavior in between. They're just getting some kind of bonus at some point, $10 off their bill, $20 off their bill. But if you're not actually changing their behavior, what's the point, right? You're just giving away money for free, and that's actually a negative for your business. So we're very, very cautious when it comes to the POS systems. Third system that we see is an app-based system. More and more salons are adopting this because it's kind of how other industries are adapting, right? If you look at Starbucks, if you look at McDonald's, Subway, even in the beauty world like Sephora, it's more app digital-based programs that are on customers' phones. It's trending with technology, and it looks more professional. Salons are having a lot more success with this type of program. The fourth program is actually no program at all. There's still a lot of salons that actually are not doing anything to reward customers. And that can also be dangerous because it's such a competitive world out there, and customers have become used to earning rewards and earning points at various businesses out there, that it's really almost an expectation in many aspects. So we really encourage you to think about making it digital, because it takes away from the paper problem of like printing and losing cards. The concept can be similar to the paper punch, but when it's digital, you have the client data, number one. It's on their phone at all times, so they can check it when they're in salon, they can check it when they're at home. You can be sending notifications, special offers, customized coupons and promotions to keep them engaged and kind of really connected to your program between visits. And there's just so many, I guess, ways that it also just presents your business as being modern and professional in today's digital age. So really feel like digital is the way to go. But at the end of the day, you still need to have the right reward system in place, because if customers don't see value, right, in the rewards, then they're not going to be interested regardless, right? If I need to spend $1,000 worth of, spending over time, and as a result, I'm going to get, $5 off, I'm like, you know what, like maybe that's not that interesting for me. So having the proper reward system in place is critical. And that's where I want, Sarah, you to sort of share some of your insights from running a salon program, in your salon company, a loyalty program. What are some of the key uh, rewards that you've identified to be the most successful and that you would be recommending salons look at?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this because it's something that I've definitely in the last few years become a lot more passionate about. And that's like creating value as opposed to always offering discounts or big juicy, rewards and stuff like that. Because it's all fine and good if you have this really exciting thing that you're giving away, but if you're not making any money off of it, or if you're losing a ton of money to offer this, it's kind of like what's the point, right? So, especially when we revamped our loyalty program, that was a big focus is like, how can we create something that's juicy and exciting for the client, but not affect our bottom line or be paying an astronomical amount and losing on these rewards, right? So and it's the same thing with even like sales and stuff like that. I just find that in our kind of post-pandemic world, everybody has to be very careful about again protecting that bottom line and making sure that the profit isn't being affected too much because there's already such a small profit margin in salons. So you want to make sure that you're being careful not to overdo it and you're giving too much kind of thing and then actually losing on it, right? So one of our favorite things to do is with like these product samples and sachets that you receive through your distributor. So we are like ambassadors of the distributor that we go through, but we also have, there's a ton of different loyalty programs within the brands that we use. So I'm going to use Amica as an example because they have a really good loyalty program. It's called Friends with Benefits. So if you're spending X amount, you're getting, yeah, you're getting, these monthly or quarterly boxes of, shampoo and conditioner sachets or mini dry shampoos, whatever it might be. And most distributors and most brands do have some type of loyalty program. So what we do is we like to hoard these little like minis that we get. And very similarly to like, a Sephora or something like that. When you spend X amount, you get to choose, three mini products to try kind of thing. So this is a really good like entry level reward system because it's not that you're not spending money, you are spending money, right? To get them, but you're getting them as a reward. So instead of just, handing them out willy-nilly or whatever it might be, strategically save those so that you can give, as a lower reward option for them to choose, a mini sachet that you technically didn't have to spend money on. It was more of a reward. Another good thing to do with these is sometimes, again, you'll get full size products. So instead of having, just like a free product that you give to people that you're having to pay full price for at your distributor, maybe you collect some of these freebies that you get, or when they're on special, you stock up on them or whatever it might be kind of thing, because then you're not paying full price for that product that you're then giving away. It's either something that you've redeemed as a loyalty, reward yourself or gotten at a much lower price because it was on discount. So again, just being a little bit more mindful of like what you're giving away, and it's still being exciting for the client, but you're not having to spend a ton of money on it. It might be something that you're acquiring anyways, right? So Those are really good for like, again, just like those kind of like actual physical things that they can redeem. And they're quick impulse things too, right? Like if I'm at a place and I'm like, oh, you have 50 points, like you can get 10 sachets or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm going on vacation next week. I might as well stock up and get those, right? So they're good impulse ones. And again, like high value, but low cost to you, right? Another thing that we really like to run with is discounted purchase coupons. So not necessarily saying, hey, you get this free product, but hey, you can redeem 25% off on a purchase of $150 or more, or whatever it might be. So that way, like again, like you're not necessarily just giving something out for free, but they're getting a discount on something that they would have already been purchasing. And there is like, so there's still a little bit of profit coming in that way. It's not just straight up giving something away, but it's still enticing enough for them because they're getting a discount on something that they normally wouldn't get a discount on, right?
Nice. Yeah.
And and if you have it on those minimum purchases, you can ensure that again you're covering your bottom line. You're covering, you know, if there's commission that you're having to pay out on that, or whatever it might be, right? It's just a little bit more control over what you're actually giving away versus what you are generating income wise as well. Another thing that we like to do is have like rewards for free add-on services. So like this kind of comes back to us being ambassadors for certain lines kind of thing. So they will send us free, you know, back bar treatment masks or something like that. So that's really exciting for the client because they're like, amazing, I can have this back bar treatment mask, but we actually didn't technically pay for that mask that we're using on them, right? So the value is still there for them, but we didn't have to spend a ton of money on it. Another thing that we like to do is like for these free add-ons is we look at like low cost services, things like brow tinting or brow waxing or things that like again you're not having a ton of product cost associated with, and we'll offer those as freebies kind of thing because again like on a brow tint, let's say your product used is, you know, a couple of bucks kind of thing, you pay out your stylist their hourly wage or their commission on it, you're not out a ton of money as the business owner, but it's still something that's enticing enough for the guest to want, right? But we're never going to do this on like free color correction where, you know, like the cost of the product would be so substantial that you wouldn't be making anything on it, right?
Of
so
course.
that's another so that's another good thing. And then this is my last kind of tidbit for like figuring out like again a good high reward low cost product is we like to do free service coupons with new talent only. So we run an associate program, and we do have like, you know, a handful of stylists at any given time that are on hourly wage as opposed to commission. So because again, you do want to make sure that your team is being compensated for this, right? And if you have somebody who is like a level 5 stylist and people are coming in constantly for these, you know, free loyalty, you're still having to pay them out for that, right? So the kind of the thought process with this is if we have like one of our top tier rewards that you can get is a free treatment blowout with with new talent, right? Our new talent is on hourly wage regardless. We are going to be paying them for that 2 hours, whatever it is that the service takes. So we kind of look at this as a win-win. The client can come in and reward and use their rewards to get a free treatment blowout. They're going to try the products. They're going to meet one of the new stylists, and then the stylist is also getting that practice of getting to work on a client and everything like that too, and meet the people. But we're not technically paying out any extra because we're already going to be paying them their hourly wage, right? Does that make sense the way that I'm explaining that, Scott?
Absolutely. It totally
Okay.
makes sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to somebody out there, feel free to write us a follow-up question. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's yeah, makes sense.
At the end of the day, when it comes to choosing rewards, like I say, I'm like, you just need to be so mindful that you are not affecting that bottom line and that you're not paying a ton to supply these rewards, right? Because they need to be exciting, they need to be valuable. But if you're spending a ton of money, kind of what's the point of the loyalty rewards program, right? It's the same thing with when Scott was talking about like the different types of loyalty rewards, right? Like a point of sale system one, if somebody who is already coming in and spending the money anyways, and these points are being accumulated, and all of a sudden they come in, it's like, hey, you get $10 off your service today because you have so many points. what's the point of it? They are not aware of that. Now all of a sudden you're out $10 that they would have been spending anyways, right? So it's kind of the same thing. You don't want to just have these things in place just for the sake of having them in place. There needs to be some strategy behind it, and there needs to be a thought process. And it's, again, as much as it is, rewarding your loyal clientele and stuff like that, it is also a good marketing move and a business building move, right? So you need to make sure that you are doing it strategically.
Yeah, what I loved about a lot of what you were mentioning, the different types of rewards there, Sarah. I mean, you mentioned over and over again, high value, low cost. So that's critical, really, really
Mm.
important. And I also loved, and one of the things that we always encourage is use rewards that are going to be encouraging your customers to try something different. Don't just give them what they're already regularly purchasing, because then you're not working to grow your business. But when you said, product samples, that's great because they might try a mini of something that they haven't used before, and then they might like it and eventually come back and purchase at full price, the full size product. When
Yep.
you talked about, the add-on services, the lower cost services such as brow tints, brow waxes, hair treatments, those are often like little add-ons that they might try because it's quote unquote free with their points, and they try it for the first time, and then they're like, oh wow, you know what, this is amazing. I didn't realize that I could get my brows waxed while I was here getting my hair done, and it's quick and easy, and they enjoyed the experience. And then next time they might add that service as a full paying service, and this is a way to really grow your business. So really important. And Sarah, thank you so much for sharing some of those ideas. I really want people to be thinking outside of the box a little bit more, because the rewards really are going to dictate the success of your program. Just having a loyalty program is not anywhere close to enough. So don't fool yourself into believing, oh yeah, I have a loyalty program, so it's fine. You need to be optimizing the rewards. You also want to have multiple rewards, right? Most programs out there, they don't. It's, those stamp cards, it's, buy five, get one. It's only one option, right? Or the ones in the POS systems typically is, after a certain number of points, you get $10 off your bill. It's just one option. People are different, right? They have different motivations, different needs. So providing different options makes it that much more exciting and interesting for your clients. And we typically recommend for salons to have like a little poster with the various rewards on them to kind of showcase and talk about it with customers. Get them thinking about, oh, what reward are you working towards, right? And now you're actually engaging them in a conversation about putting an objective in their head. And now it's like, okay, how many points are they missing? And you can kind of work with them towards that. So really beneficial on that front. Sarah, lastly, you had mentioned to me that you also do some collaborative rewards sometimes with other businesses. Can you just highlight that quickly?
For sure. It's something that we're kind of in the process of right now. We're doing a hard launch in the new year. So once I have everything completely all together, I think it would be a really fun thing to talk about, because I do think that using these loyalty rewards programs as a cross collaboration and cross promotion with other businesses in your area could be really smart. So what we are doing is we are doing a cross promo with a spa that's a couple blocks down from us. So we don't offer any of the same services, yet we both cater to a similar demographic, right? So we're kind of doing some cross promo. So for example, with the sachets that I was talking about, or the free products, they don't carry hair products because they're exclusively a spa, right? So if their clients want to redeem their points, they can get these mini products for our salon, as well as a 10% off coupon for if they want to purchase the full size bottle of it, right? They as a company technically aren't out anything with that, and the best case scenario that we are is we or worst case is that we gave away free product that we already had anyways, right? Best case is all of a sudden we've gained a new client
Yeah.
from them coming, and we have a bunch of them like that. So like some of the ones that we have in our loyalty rewards is that our clients can redeem their points to get $20 off a facial at this specific salon. And then actually the top one, and I'm really excited to kind of see how this whole thing goes, is the top one that they can redeem for is actually $100 gift card towards laser hair removal service, which is like a huge thing. But so for the spa, Anybody who's had a laser hair removal knows this. This isn't a one-off service, right? You go for multiple, sometimes 10, 12, however many it ends up being, right? So $100 for them to get, a brand new customer coming in is nothing because that person is going to be booking out. But for us, for our clients, they're like, holy shit, $100 gift card to start laser removal, right? Like, I'm like, this is huge. So again, we really sat down and tried to strategically figure out which things were, again, high value but low cost to both of the businesses. And it's going to be a really awesome way because, like I say, best case scenario, we end up cross promoting and getting a new client from the other space. Worst case scenario, you're out a very small amount because somebody came for a one-off thing, right? But again, we really tried to specifically do it like it's not one free laser service, it's $100 off of free, like off of a laser service, right? So it's like a credit to be used towards that, and so that people aren't coming in for a one-off thing, right? Or $20 off of a color service. It's not $20 off of a haircut service because if a haircut's only $30, then again, that's affecting our bottom line. But we know a color service is going to be, 100 plus kind of thing. So to do $20 off of that isn't that crazy. So that's kind of where I'm getting at is like, again, you just really want to make sure that like your bottom line isn't being affected too greatly with these things. Obviously, there is a little bit of give and take, but this is why the collaboration can be so awesome because it's like, again, you're both sending people, you're cross promoting both businesses and you're not out 100% of the rewards. And again, then you're gaining a new client. So I think it's something like once I have a little bit of research to work with after like a couple of months of running it, it's something I would love to talk about more because I feel like the cross promoting with the loyalty program could be like an untapped area that a lot of businesses aren't taking advantage of that could be super, super beneficial to both businesses.
Yeah, I think it's super creative to be thinking outside the box and thinking, how can I, cross promote with other businesses? And a lot of I wouldn't say a lot, but some salons do that already with like a local store or local, like you said, beauty business that has different services, or a restaurant. And it's like, oh, yeah, you know what? If you send us a client, they get 10% off. And if we send you a client, they get 10% off their first visit. That's nice. Incorporating rewards captures that engagement really and can kind of bring the customer that much closer to both of your businesses. If you're a full service spa yourself, we highly encourage looking at cross promoting departments with the rewards to kind of get hair customers to be trying some of the spa services and vice versa. We have been running this digital loyalty app that we provide for over 6.5 years now. We've worked with hundreds of salons and have seen so many different examples of rewards. So we'd be more than happy to talk to anybody out there if you want some insights or some recommendations about best possible rewards for your individual situation, because we always customize them for each individual salon. Please don't hesitate to come and reach out. But hopefully you got a lot of sort of insights, some aha moments here about some just kind of key principles that are important, as well as some specific examples and ideas that might stimulate you to be improving the rewards that you're offering in your loyalty program so that it's really working for you. Remember, just having a loyalty program is not enough. You need one that engages the clients, that makes them constantly aware of their points and excites them with the actual rewards that they're building towards, because that's at the end what's going to help grow your business. All right, everyone, share this episode today. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on our next episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Salon Scoop podcast. This show is produced by Salon S.O.S, a digital marketing agency by industry professionals for industry professionals. If you want simple and affordable solutions for any of your salon marketing needs, such as websites, client loyalty, Google search rankings, social media, or more, come visit us at salonsos.ca or on Instagram at salon.s.o.s. If you want to hear more episodes like this and help us continue to bring the industry great content, it would mean so much to us if you would support us in one of the following ways. Either share this episode with one other industry professional, and rate the show on Spotify or write us a quick review on Apple Music. We want to hear your feedback. If you have follow-up questions or ideas for future episodes, please reach out. DM us on Instagram at salonus.s.o.s or hit us up on our website again at salonsos.ca. Again, thanks so much for listening. Now go get your hustle on, keep smiling, and we'll catch you on our next episode.